Hi there, welcome to Tuesday Talk. And hang on, there's someone at my door. Sorry about that. Welcome to Tuesday Talk. So tonight we are making some banners and we're using JRV stencils, and that is Jami Ray Vintage stencils. So I'm just finishing up my sample. So I'm gonna get it this last little bit in, and then I'm gonna show you how it's done. So I'm making one that says Merry Christmas and one that says Merry and Bright. I wanted to have it done and hung up on the wall already for you, but that didn't happen. So I'm getting it finished anyway. So I hope you're having a good day. Okay. So I have it all strung together here. And I'm just going to put some knots in the end here. I was really excited about doing this project, and for good reason. I really like the way it's turning out. So, I got some little squares. They're like balsa wood squares from Wish. There were like 50 of them for maybe $5 or something. So really good deal. And I'm just now thinking of all the possibilities of things that you can make with them. So tonight I'm going to show you the banners, and I have a couple other ideas that if we have time we might work on a little bit. So I'm going to pull this up here. So we have Merry and Bright. Isn't that cute? So let me show you what we've got here. I used this script, lowercase script stencil. And I also have another one here that's a holiday one. So they're very versatile and very good quality. So I'm going to put this one out of the way so we can work on our next one. It's like a, this is definitely a decoration that's easy to store because that'll all fold up into a little, I guess they're 4x4 squares. So let me show you how they come in the package. Okay, so they just come like this. They're just a regular square, and it's just balsa wood, so it's not very thick, but it is wood. And I drilled holes in the ones that I'm using. And I also stained them. So I'll show you. Here's how they look stained, and I will show you how to do this. And I also forgot my brushes. Hang tight a second. Be right back. I'm not organized tonight. And I need a paper towel. Sorry, guys. It is Tuesday walk. That's what my husband said. It's Tuesday walk, not Tuesday talk. Okay, I'm not going anywhere else now. So thanks for hanging in there with me. I thought I had it together. I still have half-eaten dinner here. It's been a crazy day. Okay, so I'm looking for stencil brushes. And this is a good brush for me to stain with. Okay, so the stain I'm using is Voodoo Gel Stain from Dixie Belle. And this is a water-based stain. I love it because it's in a squirt bottle. It's super easy to use. And I'm just gonna go ahead, I'll put the screen down here and show you how easy it is just to use this stain. So again, I put holes in it, and when I was doing that, I didn't realize that it was kind of messing up the backs of them. So I did take a minute and sand on the back. And if you want to, you can stain the backs of them too. That's up to you. Just needs a little bit of stain on there, and I'm just taking the brush, and actually I also use a mister bottle here, which I'll show you that, and just use it to help make the stain go even further. And it really only takes a few minutes to dry, and I try to go with the grain, and then I also want to wipe it back. So I'm really glad I did this because I think those letters look so good on there. Okay, taking you for a ride here tonight. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry a minute. So let me show you the stencils. And this turned out so good because these are like 4x4 squares as well. Now, I don't have them in order now because I was just using them, but as I was watching Jami and Zeb, they were saying that it's wise to take a Sharpie and identify the stencil up in the corner. And trust me, that's good advice. So if you don't know who Jami and Zeb Ray are, then you should check them out. The channel is Jami Ray Vintage, and they're just wonderful people, and they make really good stencils. So kind of a business a lot like my own, except they're far more successful. And I love watching their growth. So I am going to take a hot minute and put these in order because I can. So because I just want to be able to find them real easily. I guess I could pull the ones that I'm going to be needing, but I think I'm at the point of the evening where my brain has to work in order now. So I kind of need to do this, right? Or see, that's an E. Okay. E, F. Okay. So we're gearing up at our store for the big Black Friday Shop Small Saturday weekend thing. So I have been kind of obsessed and super busy doing that, as you might imagine. These are also really easy to wash. Always a good idea to wash the stencils out after you use them. Oh, that's an I. JK. Almost there, guys. There aren't enough minutes in the day for me to stretch out here, so I apologize tonight that I'm doing this. But we get to visit while we do it, so that's the fun part for me anyway. I look forward to this all week. Trust me, I do. RST. So, also gearing up for Thanksgiving, and it's not going to be a big one here, but only one of our kids is able to join us. So I'm definitely looking forward to visiting with my oldest son. I don't see him enough. And that I'm looking forward to. I wish everybody else could be here, but you know, you have to go other places sometimes, and also there's COVID. So just want everybody to be safe and hopefully be able to get together at Christmas. Okay, I have them all put together now. So they're such good quality. If you can see how thick these are, they're Mylar and they're really nice. So the funny thing about it was they're perfect for these. So no problem centering. So that's a benefit for me for sure. And I do want to show you, if you noticed in between Merry and Bright, there was a tree. Now this is a stencil. I didn't wash this all off, but well, you can see, but it says Farm. I guess that doesn't help at all. Farm Fresh. And there's some snowflakes around. And of course the truck, which I love. And there's a tree in the back of the truck. And then it says Merry Christmas and pine and spruce and fir. And there's also some holly and berry. So this is a really versatile stencil because you can use it in so many ways. So I brought that one to work with, and also if we have some extra time and do some experimentation, this is a new stencil that that I got from them as well, and this is the Mexican embroidery stencil. And I thought this would be really cool to do some designs. I have some furniture ideas in my head that are going to happen real soon with this stencil, but I thought maybe we could apply it to these squares. We can do coasters with these too. So you can see these designs, how pretty. It does look like cross-stitch embroidery. And I know it's Mexican embroidery, but it almost looks Turkish designs to me. So, very pretty. Okay, so let me set this aside and let's get busy stenciling. So I brought with me Sawmill Gravy, and Sawmill Gravy is the new white in my book. Love it. And Evergreen and some Barn Red. So that's what we're going to be working with. And I have one stencil brush to my name, apparently. I have more than that. I don't know where they all went. See, I was doing all these things from home during quarantine, and then when we kind of went back to things, and recently I said, this is all going back to the store. So now I just bring home what I need. Okay, so now I'm looking for an M, and it's real easy to find because they're in alphabetical order. I'm just going to pull the ones I need. E. It's Wish Bell and Merry Christmas this time. And T. E. R. R. Y. I'll come back and get Christmas when we're done with Mary. All right, so I'm going to put the screen down. And I have the letters here, and I have my Sawmill Gravy paint. I'm going to get that opened up. And you know, when you stencil, you use such little paint. We're just going to use what's in the jar lid. And I always have a little paper towel handy to get the excess off, because you don't want a lot of paint when you stencil, because it will go underneath the stencil. Okay, so let's start with our M. And again, we're just lining that up. Get some paint on the brush here. And we have an M. I'm going to make sure you can see that. I don't know whether I had that in the screen. I had it closer to me. Can't always see. Okay. So we have the M. And we're going to use the E. So easy to stencil. If you've never stenciled, what are you waiting for? M-E. And I'm just going to set these over here. And I'll get 2 of them out because we do 2 R's. This is a super inexpensive project. So we have M-E-R-R, and let's do a Y. Just always remember to offload that paint on a paper towel because too much paint is no good. You can also use baby wipes to get the paint off of these, but I found running them under water as soon as you're done really, really helps. So, Mary, and let's pull our letters for Christmas. Okay. C, H, we already have our R, I, S, T, and we have the M out, A, and we have the S. Okay. Okay, so let's start with the C. The paint, little offload. And H. So we need one more subscriber. Pretty sure we need one more subscriber for 390. And then the next goal is 400. So help me out if you will. Share this video. Tell a friend. Ask a friend to subscribe. That would be so nice. C-H-R. I think that the white letters look so pretty on the stain. I mean, can you imagine if we had just done the regular wood? I think they would be pretty bland. Like I was going to do red and green letters. You could, but I like this. This is really, it's very warm look. It's very classy, I think. Okay, where's our I? There we go. And it just doesn't take much to accomplish this. You know, when I do my regular videos, I always put a description, and I always put a link in the description box to purchase Dixie Belle paints. And I will do that, and I will also put the link in for the JRV stencils. S. I think I love that S. See, I got a little bit. I have to be careful of getting that paint off there. But what you can do is when they're all done, if you make a little mistake like that, you can just stress it a little bit with sandpaper, and that helps cover up any boo-boos. Okay. T. I love this T too. It's really pretty. So, of course, I sell Dixie Belle paints, and although I am a big fan of Jami Ray, and they sell DIY paints, and I follow all the DIY people. I just love what they do, and so I go to my conference, my Dixie Belle conference, early this year in February. And when I first got there, I was just kind of looking around at this one table, and I started talking to this girl, and her name was Shauna Lindo. So, Shauna, if you happen to watch this at all, no. So anyway, I started talking to her, and I saw on her tag that she was from Utah, and she was from Lehigh. And I thought, oh, that's where Zeb and Jami Ray are from. So I mentioned it to her, and she said, oh, I go to their shop all the time. So we took a little selfie and sent it to Jami, and she said, oh, she's a good girl. I know her. So it's a very small world, especially, I guess, when you're all interested in painting furniture and crafting. So, but I thought that was a pretty cool coincidence. And Jami, one of these days, maybe we'll get to meet in person, but I sure enjoy our online camaraderie. And I sure wish I could find the A right now. Have I used it at all? I know I got it out. Here it is. Once you paint them, you can see, but before that, they're a little invisible, which is why it's a good idea to use the Sharpie on them. A, and then another S. I love these letters. They're just really different. Okay, so we have all of our letters done. You put the screen up here. I'm going to do some more embellishment on them, but I'm going to clean up a little bit because I got stuff everywhere. I want to do another little a tree in between the Merry and the Christmas. And because I want to show you how I did that the last time, because out of that great big stencil, I don't know whether I have enough tiles. I don't think I do. I thought I made an extra one for that middle, but I didn't. Just trying to think what I could put in the center. I think it needs a spacer. What I can do is disassemble the other one and use the tree for that one. Or I'll tell you what I'll do. I will go ahead and paint one, and then I'll just assemble it tomorrow and hang it. But I'll show you how it's done. So I just want to double check and make sure I didn't do an extra one. So MERRYCHRIST, MAS. And guess what? I did make another one. Okay. Still cleaning up here. A good idea is to probably just have a little bowl of water or something and just put them in so that the paint doesn't get real set on them. But I have my mister here. I might just mist them a little while they sit here so they don't get all set. So I'm going to be doing a lot of shopping in my own store for Christmas. We have so many cool things. I just love it. If you don't follow my Instagram and Facebook page, please do, because I'm posting all kinds of good stuff. And typically my vendor stuff I don't sell online, but sometimes I do. So if you see anything you're interested in, just let me know. We can make an online order happen. We do a Cyber Monday sale. We're open Saturday 7 to or Friday 7 to 7, Saturday 9 to 6, and then Sunday we're open from 12 to 5, and then we're going to do a little Cyber Monday. So that is when my vendors that have an online presence, I will share their website. And if they don't have one, then I add one of their items to my Etsy shop. So, okay, so we're going to take this tile, and we're going to take this stencil, and we're going to take this tree and make it work. So let me get some green out here first. This is evergreen. And again, I'm just going to use the paint in the cap. It is such a pretty green. I love kudzu. That's really my favorite, but I just decided to grab something different for a change. Okay, so just position this on here. So I'm going to put the screen down so you can see. So it's a little weird because it's on the back of the truck, and I'll show you how I adjusted for that last time. Pull it down here a little bit. Okay. Again, you want to get most of the paint off of your brush. And I get all the edges first. And then come back in and fill in the middle. And it doesn't have to be perfect because this is a tree, so it's kind of cool that it's different. Okay, so you'll notice that it's weird on one side. And the only reason it is because it's in the truck. So what I did was I just brought down this branch and just kept bringing it down and just adding branches on this side of the tree. There. And now, no worries. Okay. All right, so we've got that. And what I did with the other one was I took the M in Mary and then the last letter, which would be the S in Christmas, and I put some holly and berries on it. So I'm going to set aside my truck for a minute. And I think on this one, I'm going to add a few snowflakes to the tree one. So the rest of them have the white lettering, so not going to on that. Okay, so I have my M for Mary, and I have the S, the last letter in Christmas. I'll put the screen down again, and I'm going to use the same, just it's easier for you to see. Just going to put this holly in here, and the last time I centered it right over that little hole, which worked out well. Load my paint again. And then on this one, I put it in this corner. Make sure you can see. I also want to paint a chair, and you do this on top of it. I think that would be so cute. Holidays always sneak up on me. Do they on you? Okay, I'm going to wash my brush out since I'm working with one brush here, one stencil brush. Like I said, not sure where they all are, but it's okay. We make do. There's hardly any paint in here, which is okay because I knew that I wouldn't need a lot. I'll use what's in the jar because there's so little in there, there's not much in the lid. Okay, I'm gonna get my brush again. Okay, and I'm just gonna put this over where I stenciled before, and the paint dries so quickly. Not only does chalk mineral paint dry fast to begin with, but you're just using such little bit of paint. Most of the paint actually goes on the stencil. You know, it doesn't go through the holes. Okay, so again, we're going to line this guy up. Yeah, that one went off the edge, which is okay. So we just have one berry. It's all right. So stencils are just so versatile. This reminds me, because our logo is the truck, but at Christmas time, I have one I always change it to with a tree in it. So normally I have my stuff in it, my my dresser and my chandelier. That's my part of my logo. Okay, so some snowflakes, and I'm going to put that on the tree. Just a couple, just for fun. We could put one right on the tree, because why not? Because if it's snowing, it's going to snow over the whole thing, right? I want to make sure. I'm going to get a different brush, even if it isn't a stencil brush, because I think you can see why. I'm going to use this guy because it has nice firm bristles. Okay, just a little paint here and offload. And let's do some snowflakes. Let's make it snow. Not for real. I'm really not ready for snow myself. I notice a lot of my neighbors are getting their decorations out. So I guess it's time to get with the program, do the same. I'm waiting for a warm day. And of course, we've had plenty, so hope I didn't wait too long. Because I also want to do lights on the lake, Lakemont Park this year, and have a warm enough day that we can ride through with the top down on the convertible. I think that would be really fun. I've been wanting to do that every year. It seems like we've been having more warm weather, but I'm just waiting for a good warm day. Kelsey, that's a Kenzie. Why do I always do that? that's a photographer. She said she'd like to do that, and I have a feeling my grandkids would enjoy it as well. Okay, so I got a little white on there, and I'm going to grab my green again and just kind of touch that up a little bit. And I don't want to use a lot of paint because I don't want to make it look obvious. Okay, I think that's cute. Okay. Now, time to string it all together. Okay, so you can use jute if you want, or I actually used hemp, and I found it a lot easier to go through the holes. But if you do use jute, you might want to take the end of your jute and use some nail polish on it to make it really stiff so that it goes through. I actually did that before we got started here. So let me see if I can find that. First of all, there it is, I think. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it dried. So I just put a little bit of nail polish on the end of it so that I can sort of make it like a needle. So I'm going to start with the last word, so Christmas. Okay, put the screen down again so you can see. So I'm starting every one. Okay, and I also am taking the scissors on them and kind of making that hole a little bit, cleaning that hole up because of the way it just kind of, I don't know how to put it, but like it's rough. Okay, so just this is like sewing, but you start in the front and then bring it up through the back. Okay. Okay, so, obviously this is pretty long, and I did cut this, so I'm gonna take this the whole way to the end. I'm not sure. Sometimes I'm not sure what all you can see here on my screen. So see how quickly that paint dries? Sometimes jute wants to separate a little, so all right, we're gonna go with this. We can always move it down. So like I said, it's really like sewing. It's like when you teach little kids how to sew. They have those little boards. Okay, so you can see how that's lining up. So I forgot my lunch today. So I was able to go down and I had a delicious lunch from Juice down on the corner. And I have celiac, so I was able to have a gluten-free roll and vegan chili, and it was delicious. But I have to admit, I normally have a diet soda at lunch. And I did not today, and I'm missing it. So I might regret it, but I think I'm going to have a soda tonight. When I say I might regret it, just because it might keep me awake having it later, because I have found that to be true. So, okay, again, I think I have to remember to widen these holes every time. So if it was you, would you would you stain the back of it? My answer is no, because if it's going to be hanging at a mantle or whatever, you're not going to see the back. It's just like furniture. They typically don't paint the back of furniture because it's going to be against the wall. That's my logic. I love how that looks like a little stitch. Again, really happy that I chose to do the letters in white. I just think that makes, I just love the way it looks. So I think that these little squares are going to make some awesome coasters. And I think you could personalize them. You could do initials like this. You could use the JRV stencils and do the initials. Or you could stamp the names. What I'm thinking is to give the gift to a family and put their names on it. So a coaster for each person in the family. I think that's a really nice personalized gift. And now I would put 2-part epoxy on it, the clear, to make it really nice and shiny. So that's my plan. I'm planning on making some of these for gifts. And the pour should be interesting. When I say the pour, I mean pouring the epoxy. I keep forgetting to make the holes bigger. Now, it's not the amazing casting resin that you often see me make molds with. It's clear, and it takes a day to set. Christmas is a beautiful word when it's written in script, I think. It's so pretty. I don't know about you, but I think everybody's ready for Christmas this year. Seems like people are decorating really early and just shopping. I think the idea is they want the year to be over with. Can't make that happen any quicker, but I think also, like the song, we need a little Christmas. Because we all know it's been a year and it just keeps happening, doesn't it? We'll get through it. And I don't know how people get through it if they don't have things like this to do. You know, crafting is, well, I can tell you that I know from my own business that people buy more paint and did a lot more DIY projects during quarantine. I know I painted a lot more for people as well. had a lot of custom orders go out today, and just had another one come in. So, okay, so now I'm ready to string the tree. I think this is so cute. So now we're on to Mary. So the other banner that I did, I used jute, or hemp rather, and I just kept trimming the end of it. It went in a lot easier than the jute does. I like the look of the jute. I like them both though. You know what else would be cute is the baker's twine that's red and white stripe. That would look really cute. Super cute, as they say. That's kind of an overworked expression, huh? It's super cute. I just love this. To me, it looks very, very farmhouse because it has a very furniture feel, you know, to me with the stain. And the wood, it's obviously, you know, wood, which is nice because it's not a plastic decoration or a paper. Two more letters. And you know what else you could do? You could tie things in between. You could put a wooden bead in between. There's just so many possibilities of things that you could do to embellish this even further. You could use like ticking fabric and just put little raw edge, little strips of fabric, just tie in between them. I guess you can watch this right away if you have the link, but usually it doesn't show up on my page until the following day. So like I said, I'll put these links in the description box, but it may not be up until tomorrow. Okay, so I'm going to put the screen up a little bit more and flip this around and give you the slow-mo. This would be so cute on a mantle. So, my arms aren't long enough. So, Mary. And there's the little tree. Christmas. Okay, what I'm going to do again on my social media tomorrow on Instagram and Facebook, I'll have this up and you can see what it looks like on the wall. Okay, so we've been on 49 minutes. So I'm just going to show you a couple more real quick things that we can do. Setting that aside. And I'm just going to lay a few of these out here and just stain a couple of them real quick. was the brush I was using for a stain. We'll just do 4 of them. And I'm just misting this a little bit to spread it around. Misted my computer. It just makes the stain go a little bit farther. I didn't put too much on this one. Now I don't have any holes in these. These ones would probably end up being coasters. Just spreading that around a little bit. Okay, last week we made ornaments and I used a little stamp set, and I actually ordered another stamp set that's only slightly bigger. I can't seem to get one quite as big as I need, but I'll keep trying. Because I want them for on books. And these ones will probably work, but I think they could stand to be a little bit bigger, but I think they're going to be perfect to do what I was going to try with these coasters. But I also want to try something with the other, the Mexican embroidery stencil from JRV. Again, that's for Jami Ray Vintage. All right, see how quick, just how quick you can stain these things, and they look great. So, all right, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna grab the Mexican embroidery stencil. I'm just gonna grab one. I'm not gonna look too carefully. I'm gonna try to do one and then another. Okay, I'm gonna grab these two because there's enough variation in the design that I can do 2 different colors. So set 2 of these aside and grab. Now these are, I'm going for a Christmas look. I'm going to take that big brush again. Still has a little bit of white paint, but I'm only going in the lid here, so I'm not going to worry about it. As you know me, I don't worry about too much. Okay, now I could take one motif and center it on here. Okay, just going to kind of eyeball this a little bit. Get most of my paint off because this is sort of a bigger brush. I'm just doing this motif in the center and just kind of what hangs over the sides there. And I'm going to get a different brush. Pull that stencil brush out again. My brush is really super wet because that's not good. If it's really wet, it runs under the stencil. I hope it's not too wet. Oh, I didn't have the screen down. I am sorry. Okay, well, okay, it was too wet. My stunt, see, that's what happens. I meant to do that. Yeah. So let's just do that one all over again. And I'll show you what my mistakes were. First of all, I would give you the impression that I'm so poor I can't buy enough paper towels, but promised I wouldn't leave the screen again. We do have paper towels, but okay, I'm going to dry that off so it's not wet. I am a bad stencil mom at the moment here. Okay, let's try this again. All right, that's positioned on there. Let's get some paint and get most of it off. I think I just had some water on the brush and that was the problem. Still too wet. Let's try this. I don't have much paint on there. Let's get a little bit more. It's kind of going for a little bit of a faded, muted look. Just because of the design. Okay, let's hope I had less paint on there this time and it didn't bleed through. It still bled through. Okay, a little bit better. Don't do as I do. But you know what? We'll still make this look cool because I'm going to wait until that dries and then I'll sand it and then maybe put another motif over it, like maybe the snowflakes or something, and it'll just look cool. So yeah, that was kind of a what not to do, how not to stencil. So that was my point. Not. You get what you get on Tuesday Talk, right? I run away. Okay, then. All right, lastly, let's try this. Okay, I'm gonna put all my brushes in the water here. Okay, so here's my new toy. So this is a new set of stamps. A little bit bigger, and I'll also tell you I'm having trouble seeing today. I'm wearing contacts for the first time in a long time because I was out of them. And I got some from 1-800-Contacts. And I don't know what the situation is. I don't know whether I switched them or I've got to check the strength of them again. I don't know what's going on, but I could barely see today, and that's not good. Okay, so we have all our little stamps today or here, and I'm going to spell. I doubt he's watching in case I decide to gift them this, but I'm going to spell Max and Aaron. And then I can make some more for the kids. Just peeling my letters out here. They just come apart. They're just on these little wood pieces. So, get my eye. Oh. Okay. So let me make sure. Let's see what I have. I don't need a G. Okay, so M. Well, I picked a G instead of an A. So M-A-X and E-R-I-N. All right. Now, if I wanted to, I could put these together like this and just do one stamp. So we might try that. So I am using the Sawmill Gravy. I feel like I'm not going to get a good impression if I do them all at once. I should try it. I do it on the paper. Now I have too much paint on there. And not enough in one side on this. Okay, so that makes a good end. So here goes nothing. Okay, and sometimes even if your letters are a little crooked, that's okay because it almost looks like an old typewriter that that wasn't a good impression. Okay, not too bad, not too good. Hang on and I'll show you up close. So let me try doing Aaron's. So I'm going to work hers backwards from the corner here. And I feel like I should have a little more paint, probably. Okay, that's a pretty good one. Okay. What I did the last time, and I got some pretty good, really good impressions, was stamped it on a paper plate. And then until I could see that the impression was good. So it's my first time, so we'll cut me a break, right? Okay. I may end up sanding these off and starting again, but let me show you. So there's Max and Aaron. So I think these will be cute once I get the image a little better, and then also pour the epoxy over it so it's really smooth. So, all right. Well, that is all I have for you tonight. And I sure do appreciate you watching and putting up with me running all over the place and goofing up stencils and everything. Make sure you look for the links in the description box for both the paints that I sell, the Dixie Belle, and also the JRV stencils. So, and check out their channel. I'll put that link in as well. So I hope you have a wonderful night and a wonderful Thanksgiving. And thank you so much for joining me. Bye-bye.